Hey, it's Rich with Red Phone Video. I wanted to talk to you guys today about a movie I just watched. I picked it up from Grindhouse Releasing. It's a movie called Impulse, and it stars the Shat, the Bill Shat, or William Shatner for the layman. Anyway, this movie, it was crazy, man. I'd never seen it before. It was kind of an obscurity, but it's a movie directed by William Grefe. And for those who don't know who William Grefe is, he was like a regional filmmaker. He was based out of Miami, Florida, I believe, and he used to make a bunch of low budget B schlocky cheesy films. He did movies like The Jaws of Death, Whiskey Mountain, and he did a movie called Stanley. It's about snakes. Anyway, I got this box set by William Grefe, this Arrow box set. He came from the swamp. Look at that. But we're not going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Impulse. And this movie was just loony as hell. It was crazy and it was funny. I was laughing my ass off the whole time. Like I got on the bike to work out, and I just wanted to throw a movie on while I was exercising, and this was perfect. I mean, it got my blood pumping. It had me laughing.
Your buzzer's ringing.
William Shatner, he always goes over the top, and I'm so glad that in this movie he went gloriously over the top, because every scene was like, it was delicious. I wanted more. And it's not a great film. It wasn't meant to be. It's just entertaining as hell. And there's bad movies out there that try so hard to be good. Like recently, I just watched this movie called Fear No Evil from 1981, and it tries so hard to be serious. And this movie, at least it knows what it is, because it was able to fully lean into this batshit territory. But just to give you guys an idea of what the movie's about, William Shatner, he basically plays this gigolo hustler guy, and he suffers from childhood trauma, and it was brought on by a situation where he was forced to kill like his mom's drunken abusive lover who even abuses him. And it kind of reminded me a lot of the opening to the movie Pieces. Like, if you guys remember the movie Pieces from 1982. Of course, Pieces came after Impulse, so they might have stolen the opening from that. But anyway, it starts out a lot like that. And so, obviously, William Shatner's got this troubled past, this checkered past. So years later, he's scarred by this trauma, and he's plagued by these psychosexual urges that he constantly has. He can't control them. That's why it's called Impulse. But these urges that he has, they drive him to prey on these rich women, like these sugar mamas. And he gets them involved with these investment scams. He tries to take their money and shit, and then ultimately he kills them, or he tries to kill them.
Allow me,
Oh, hello, we meet again.
Mrs. Barstow. I'd like to introduce myself.
I know who you are, but still. I was giving some thought to the idea of investing. Come by for dinner tonight.
So that's the basic premise, and yeah, this movie's hard to describe. It's not like it really has like an intricate plot or anything, but it's just hard to describe because it has to be seen to be believed. For instance, there's this one moment in the film where the main girl, Tina, just jumps in the car with William Shatner when she ditches school, not even knowing who the hell he is. She just gets in the car. I'm guessing that was common in the 70s. I don't know.
Why aren't you in school?
Okay.
There's just so many scenes in this movie that had me howling with laughter. And like I said, it's not meant to be funny, or maybe it is, I don't know. But William Shatner's hammy performance just adds to the whole thing, and like he dresses like a pimp in moments, and it had me rolling. Yeah, I couldn't help it, and I had a blast with this fucking movie. There's like this fart scene in the movie, and it's not deliberate, obviously, but they kept the take. They used the take, and it's William Shatner farting, and you can hear it. If you really listen for it, you can hear it. And then he tries to cover it up with his over-the-top style of acting, and it's just, I mean, it had me cracking up, because I had read this story, and I wanted to know if it was true or not. But it's after he kills some woman, and he starts, like, throwing up and retching, or he's about to. He's, like, gagging, And I think he did that on purpose to cover up the fart. I don't know, but it was hilarious. Like I was dying. And then there's this scene that, like I said, you have to see it to believe it. There's a scene at a car wash with Harold Sakata, who played Oddjob in the James Bond movies, and he's like William Shatner's pimp or something. I have no. He's like an ex partner of his. And Harold Sakata's name in the movie is Karate Pete for some reason. He's got it like on the side of his RV. I just thought that was hilarious. So William Shatner like plots to kill him at this car wash, and he's got this noose, and he rigs up this elaborate like pulley system, and he lowers the rope, and the noose like somehow fits perfectly over Oddjob's neck, and that almost killed Harold Sakata in real life. Like if you watch the special features on this, William Grefe actually talks about it, and William Shatner provides a commentary on it. And it was interesting because William Shatner really broke his finger in that scene and kept going, but not only did they have some behind the scenes mistakes going on there. Obviously, Harold Sakata was almost strangled. But just the scene itself in the movie is just so chaotic and unhinged. I mean, I couldn't help but laugh the whole time. I'd never seen a death sequence like this. But William Shatner tries to run him over with his car in a car wash. And not only does he try to hang him, he uses him as a punching bag, and it's just I think William Shatner improvised that whole fucking thing, and it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. I'd never seen anything like it. It was so drawn out, and I love it.
Come back here! If you kill anyone, I'll kill you!
So to sort of delve more into the plot here, you got William Shatner who finally meets this woman. She's a widow, and she's got this teen daughter who doesn't trust him because William Shatner starts dating the woman, and and the daughter doesn't. She just doesn't. It reminded me a lot of The Stepfather and Michael Winner's masterpiece Scream for Help. If you guys haven't seen Scream for Help, you should really check that one out. It's a lot like The Stepfather, and so there was a lot of similarities, with those films. Just about the young daughter who doesn't trust this new guy coming into her mom's life, and she's still grieving her dead father. So there's this sort of battle going on between Shatner and the daughter, and it's pretty interesting, and it gets really, really climactic, especially towards the end, And she witnesses him like commit a murder, and she's trying to tell everybody, and everybody just thinks the girl's paranoid and that she makes up stories.
Stop this insane lying. You're a mean, jealous, vicious little girl, and you've got to stop it.
Do you know what they call women like you?
The daughter, Tina, kind of reminded me of Heather O'Rourke at times. I don't know. I think it was the hair. I thought the cast was pretty good in this movie. Like the woman who plays the mom, Anne, Jennifer Bishop. I'd never seen her in anything else, really. But I thought she did a pretty serviceable job. And the little girl who plays the daughter, Tina, I thought she did a good job too, Kim Nicholas. I'd only seen her in one other film, and she had played some hostage in the movie Black Sunday. But she was actually pretty good in this. I mean, she carried it as well as she could.
Somebody's gotta believe me. Somebody's gotta believe me.
I thought Ruth Roman from Strangers on a Train was good in it too. And she plays like the friend of the mom, and she's a widow too, so William Shatner is trying to take advantage of her. And there's this scene with Ruth Roman and William Shatner that's kind of crazy. They both duke it out, and it's just kind of a laughable fight scene. But yeah, it was fun. What's interesting though is that like William Shatner apparently feels remorse for what he's doing, because at times it seems like he's sickened by his behavior. Regardless though, he still has no control over his violent impulses. He gets triggered all the time. He gets triggered by the word tramp. He gets triggered by women in general, but he gets triggered by balloons apparently, because there's this funny ass scene where he's walking with the mom, the widow. And he runs into this lady, and she's got these balloons, and they just hit him in the face, and he just, William Shatner just gets so triggered in that moment, and he just says, "You fat."
Fat. People like you ought to be ground up and made into dog food.
It just made me laugh. I had to rewind the scene like 3 or 4 times because it was hilarious. I mean, it reminded me of Joe Biden and that voter in Iowa.
Look, Fat, look, here's the deal.
For a lot of you Star Trek fans out there, you probably know William Shatner for playing heroic types, but He could also play really scuzzy piece of shit guys like Matt Stone in Impulse. So, for all you Bill Shatner fans out there who want to see him just cutting loose, kind of like he did in that movie The Intruder, you know,
And I'm willing to give my life, if that be necessary, to see that my country stays free, white, and American!
you're definitely going to want to check out Impulse because it's Bill Shatner just going haywire.
Don't you say Hey, come on.
My final thoughts on this film, like, I think this movie's cheesy as hell, but I think that's what makes it so enjoyable. Like I said, there's movies that try way too hard to be good, and they just end up being bad. And then there's films that they know exactly what they are, so they lean into all the hokiness, and they end up being great. Like this. Impulse is just, it's a great movie. I would probably have to give it a 3.5 out of 5, just for the entertainment factor. Just the fact that it kept me riveted the whole time. I mean, the performances are kind of bad. I mean, what do you expect? But that's what makes it so great. It's I hate using that phrase so bad it's good, but that is definitely what this movie is. It's so bad that it's good. So I highly recommend it. In terms of the transfer, the film's a little murky at times. Like, it's not the greatest transfer, and the thing is, the original negative was destroyed, so they had to use an archival print that they found. It was probably some interpositive, some dupe, But considering the elements that they pulled from, this movie looks great. I mean, it really does. Just to let you guys know the special features on this disc, so you have in-depth interviews with director William Grefe. You have William Shatner live in Santa Monica from 2022. You have additional interviews with producer and makeup artist Doug Hobart and art director Roger Carlton Sherman. You have an audio commentary by William Grefe, haunting alternate French soundtrack, which is interesting. I haven't delved into that yet. Liner notes by acclaimed underground filmmaker Jacques Boyreau, hours of rare cinematic treasures from the vaults of William Grefe, still galleries, trailers, and other surprises. So yeah, Grindhouse Releasing never disappoints me in terms of their transfers and bonus features. So yeah, like I said, if you like schlock, if you like low budget B trash cinema, be sure to check out Impulse with Bill Shatner because it won't disappoint you. Trust me, it will not. So that's it, guys. You've been listening to Rich with Red Phone Video. Be sure to stab the like button. We talk about movies and physical media and all kinds of weird shit over here. So yeah, tune in and get your hands on Impulse. Oh shit. Catch you later.